We are the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160, 101.1 FM, Indiana in the Morning, brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. And our interviews are presented and protected by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Pleased to have a couple of representatives from the Indiana Rotary Club with us. Father Bill Geiger made the walk from across the street and also brought along Ty. Good morning and welcome to Indiana in the Morning.
Morning, Chuck. Good to be here.
Now, we have your annual blood testing program.
That's right.
It's coming up. Is there an official name for that?
It's AAMBA.
Okay.
AAMBA, which stands for Annual Blood Multi-Phasic Analysis.
Yeah, the multi-phasic part I remember from years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about that, when, where, and how folks can get involved.
Great, thanks. Yeah, the AAMBA program we sponsor every year. Folks come in from Quest Diagnostics, is actually the company that does the testing, and they come in and we. It'll be Saturday mornings, March 14th and 21st, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the Indiana Mall, in the space formerly known as Rue 21, right by K. Jewel, where they had the train display at Christmas time. Yep.
Yes. Open to anybody?
Yes, anybody can come, but they really need to call and register with AAMBA or with Quest Diagnostics at 1-800-234-8888. And that's because there's both some logistical and sort of legal criteria that have to be met. They have to fast for a certain number of hours, so they need to make sure that they know that and do that, but they also have to make sure they've got the proper permissions from their doctor to get the testing done, or if they don't, if they show up on a Saturday morning, they could get turned away. So it's really important they call and pre-register.
Yeah, they need to have the proper paperwork when they show up. How long has the Rotary Club been sponsoring and holding this program?
I don't know. It's a good question. I've been in the club. This is my 21st year, and they were doing it when I came. So it's at least that long.
Okay. Ty?
This has been my fifth experience with AAMBA here. Whenever I first got exposed to this was up at the ICTC, and through the years we've been at locations like the Ramada, and this is the first year, also the KCAC, but this is the first year we've done it at the Indiana Mall, but we're glad to be there and bring Rotary over there. And
from your past experiences, any ballpark number of the amount of folks that usually come through on those 2 days?
We will get between 200 and 300. 200 would be kind of a minimum, kind of a disappointing, but there have been times when we get as few as 200 on a Saturday. 300 would be a good number, a very full day. Too many more than 300. The Quest folks will say, hey, let's try to do an extra Saturday next year. But so probably 200 to 300.
Now, I don't know if you have this information with you, but what are some of the things that those blood tests can reveal for a person?
Oh, I've got a list of all the
tests.
I
knew it.
And I won't read them all because there's many of them. But this is basically the basic panel that a doctor orders from time to time for a person who doesn't no particular concerns. So they just want to make sure cholesterol, all the cholesterol tests, HDL, LDL, triglycerides, all that stuff is tested. Tests for kidney function, creatinine, tests for anemia, red blood cell, white blood cell, hemoglobin, all those things. Tests for liver function, albumin, globulin, and then tests that measure various mineral levels in the blood to make sure everything's working the way it should, calcium and potassium and so forth. So all those tests. I said there's a list here of looks like about 40 tests that are all kind of the standard. Glucose.
Is there a fee?
Well, of course there's a fee, but it's a very reasonable fee. So the fee for the test is $41, and people. This will be explained at pre-registration. Need to bring a checkbook because that's how AAMBA likes to get paid. The only way they'll get paid. They don't take credit card. They don't take cash. And then we also charge a $5 administrative fee, which covers our costs, which are basically for some light refreshments, and the remainder of that fee that we charge goes to our community projects fund. All the sort of profit, if you will, that we make, all the money that's left over after expenses goes entirely to the community projects that we support.
Minimum age of somebody, should they be a certain age before they take part in this program, or doesn't that matter?
I'm not sure.
I mean, you can bring your kids up?
I think a parent, if there was some reason they thought their child should have a blood test and their doctor prescribed the blood test, a child with a parent could come and get their blood tested as well. But normally it would be somebody 18 or older. And again, the really pivotal thing has to be a test that the doctor has provided a script for, that their doctor has determined would be a helpful tool.
The AAMBA blood testing program will take place Saturday, March 14th and 21st, 6 a.m. until 10. Did I get that right? 10 p.m.?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how long does the whole process? You don't have to sit there.
No, it takes, it depends on how many people. If you come at a busy time, you might end up being there for an hour or even a little more. If you come at a time when there's not a lot of people, you could be in and out in half an hour or even less. But usually, I would say typically it'd be about an hour.
Okay.
But most of that is because we get a crowd and there's some sitting and waiting between stations.
Right. Now, you did mention there is a registration.
There is.
Now, and you gave that number, 800-234-8888.
Correct.
Okay. And folks should have that done by the 14th of March?
They could do it right up until, I think, the day before, but I think a couple days before would be preferable. They could do it now. But we will call on Thursday to the AAMBA folks and get an approximate number, folks who've registered at that point, but there'll always be a few more who'll register the day before.
Yeah, our guest this morning on Indiana in the Morning, Bill and Ty from the Indiana Rotary Club. Now, you say you folks have been doing this maybe as long as 25 years. What are some of the other activities Indiana Rotary is involved in during the course of a year?
Well, I'll hand that over to our president. He's the person most qualified to talk about that, I think.
Not only do we do the AAMBA, but we are also involved with the dictionary project. We go to multiple schools in the Indiana County and deliver dictionaries to the third graders, and that's coming up.
People still use dictionaries?
Yes, yes, they do.
That's good to hear.
We also have we're gearing up for our luxury raffle coming up in November as
well.
Tell
us about that. That's always a fun event.
That is where we actually have a very nice night. Usually it's at the Indiana Country Club, but we also the funds from that we were able to help out 5 local charities in Indiana as of last year. So, but it's a very nice night of prizes, just comradeship, and people coming to support the local Indiana communities.
Yeah, the AAMBA program, the AAMBA project tends to fund the projects we do year after year, like the dictionary project and a few others, some scholarship programs. We provide trophies for some of the winners at the Indiana County Fair. The luxury raffle supports, each year we put out requests for ask people to apply for projects they like to have funded. And so each year there's new programs, new agencies, the ones that look like the most interesting and most helpful. So every year, that's kind of a fun part of that project, is we receive those requests.
Sort of like a mini United Way.
Well, I don't know if I'd put ourselves in that category.
On a much smaller scale.
Smaller. But actually, they've been running, I think, about the same time. I think we're in our 26th or 27th luxury raffle, and we've contributed over $500,000 in that time to local charities through the luxury raffle. So they're both projects we're really fond of. But the AAMBA we love, especially because it helps us fund those things we do year after year after year. I mean, Ty talked about the dictionary project, which he's coordinating this year. Yep. And it's so much fun to go to the schools. And these third graders, it's almost like they've never seen a book before.
Well, I can understand.
They're very excited and very grateful to receive those dictionaries, and it's a lot of fun going to the schools and giving those to the kids.
So how many dictionaries do you think you give out in your visits?
This year it's going to be over 500.
500. Excellent. Yeah. Now, back to the luxury raffle. Can you tell us what the grand prize is? Or are you still working on that?
Well, the grand prize is usually
$7,500, which may be split among several winners, or might go entirely to a single winner. That's all kind of part of the drama of the night. But there's a grand prize of $7,500.
And the luxury raffle is when?
The
second Saturday of November.
Oh,
Correct,
it's in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're selling tickets now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, that won't be. We'll put out the request for grant proposals in another couple months.
Yes.
And then the tickets themselves won't go on sale probably till the end of the summer.
Okay. Now, the Indiana Rotary has been a part of the Indiana community for many, many years. Did you have a start date when you first got the club together?
It's, I think, 98 years.
Wow.
99. We're going to hit our 100th anniversary, I think, maybe next year. I'll have to double check, but we're really close to 100.
Okay, maybe somebody listening this morning that is thinking, I think I'd like to become a part of this organization and help out. How do they do that? If they want to join the club?
Well, they can reach out to any Rotarian members. They can reach out to us on our social media page, on our Facebook page. We meet every Monday at the Ramada.
Okay.
And from 5:30 to 7 usually. So if anybody is interested, they can come there. They could reach out to either Bill or I, or they can reach out to us via our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've found that in recent years that organizations like the Rotary, like the Kiwanis and what have you, tough to get especially young members to join, right?
Well, it can be, but here's Ty, a really accomplished but young professional in our community at the S&T Bank. And the last couple of years, I think, partly because of Ty's presence and a number of other members who've really reached out to some of the younger professionals in the community. So we have a growing number of young professionals in our club, and we're always happy to have more. But it's I think we're starting to turn a corner in that the last year or so.
And, of course, I have to ask men and women.
Correct, yes.
Right.
Yes.
So anybody that would like to be part of the Rotary Club here in Indiana County can get in contact with those folks. We want to thank you so much for coming in, filling us in. The AAMBA blood testing program, Saturday, March 14th and the 21st, 6 until 10 a.m. at the Indiana Mall. And you can register at 800-234-8888. So we wish you best of luck with that. Do you guys you get your blood tested? Do?
I don't,
Maybe?
because I get it done through my doctor,
Okay.
and it's kind of an insurance thing. It's particularly helpful to people whose
Right.
insurance doesn't cover it.
Right.
If I could just also say,
Yes.
one of the things we're happy about being at the mall is the New Life Cafe, which is right around the corner from where we'll be. We've made arrangements with them. They'll be open that morning. So in addition to the light refreshments we'll offer for free, if folks want to walk around the corner and get breakfast, New Life Cafe will be there. And so we're happy to help them with their activities as well.
We had those folks on the program last week.
Oh, excellent.
So that's good. Okay, we are wrapping up this edition of Indiana in the Morning, brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. We're the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160, 101.1 FM. Stay tuned. We're going to check the news. That's coming up. Our 10 o'clock report on the way, coming up next.